Potters, have you ever got sick of making mugs over and over again and wish there was something else you could produce that people would love and you could sell? Well, for me, it's this. Okay, it is a ring baker bowl. Now, if you're Slovenian, this is a poticnica. This is the traditional Patita or nut roll baking pan. I'm Jeffrey Rowe Kohut. This is my Potter's Journal, and this may not work for you. In the Pittsburgh regional area, I'm known as the Slovenian Potter. And I've made these for Slovene Fest. When I first went there, there's 5 stages and polka bands playing non-stop. I thought, this is just going to be one big drunken polka party. But it's more than that. They come for the food, the history, the culture. There's a cultural museum there, and Miss Slovene Fest. Okay, I have admittedly also made some polka mugs. They're in today's kiln opening, as are more of these, and I still have more to fire yet. Okay, let's see what's in the kiln today. What's in the kiln today? 5 different sizes, and this is the biggest. But I can't wait. We have got to start with the polka pots. The polka pots. Oh. And you know, I always worry each batch, every time I glaze them all in one day. Was the glaze thick enough? Was it too thin or thick? Were they all going to be ruined in the same kiln load? So we have got for Slovene Fest the polka pots, and there is the accordion, and I hope they understand. I hope they understand at this drunken polka party with 5 or more bands playing all the time that these are done old school, that they were thrown, hand thrown on a potter's wheel. And the technique of scratching this through, sgraffito, time-consuming, laborious, dust-breathing. Okay, well, no, a mask, so you... Okay, and we've got a kind of contemporary design for the polka pots, but we've got that old-school tulip prevalent in historic pottery pieces from everywhere. Probably goes back to the Dutch when the tulip bulb was currency. Okay, what else is in here? Well, the show is halfway between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, where a good bit of the population, Slovenian population, settled, but I have got the Pittsburgh shots here, and this is one of the bottoms-up ones. Okay, there it is. The other way around. Okay, well, maybe here we've got a plain one for everybody who's coming from Cleveland. Oh, last year we had a big group from Canada, too. I don't know. They might not like us. Okay, let's see this big guy. 5 different sizes. I will show you and talk more about all the different sizes once we get into this, but I forget, this is 9 or 10 pounds of clay. And a lot of work to make. Once I counted the dots inside and out, and then the dots in the dots, there were 365 dots in one of these things. So I have lost very few of these pans over the years. In fact, I would say almost none, but we'll look at that later. And this design is a tulip pattern, okay, in the shape of a snowflake. Now, if that makes you feel cold, maybe I should have put only 6 or added another, and it wouldn't be a snowflake. But the Patita, the nut roll, often made Christmas, so yeah, appropriate for the season. All right. I put this, you know, I started by doing the split rim, the Warren Mackenzie thing, but it migrated down the side where I think it's better. And then all that altering shows off beautifully in the glaze. Oh, wow. And I hope it is. It is. Okay, the Slovenian mythological creature, the kurenti. Okay, he comes down out of the Alps at the end of winter to chase the winter away. Okay, so Picasso has all his mythological creatures in his work, but I don't know that they exist in real life. Where is this guy? I have seen pictures of him. He comes out, okay, around Lent for the carnival. Actually, I am going to chase him down next year in Little Slovenia town in Cleveland, hopefully. We don't have a Little Cleveland here in Pittsburgh. A Little Cleveland, a Little Slovenian here in Pittsburgh. Now, this is the smallest, okay, of the baking pans that I make. Anybody can bake anything in it. You know, it did turn out, the white did show through the blue. The other is more traditional, but I wanted to make some options. But I think rather than the white, I need to do like I did here with the black slip on the berry colander in future. So I'm still working out getting these to look good in another color. So there is an option. And again, another one of the smallest, the more traditional. This color is always good to give a lot of pieces from many different cultures, potteries cultures, a look of historic authenticity. And then the smallest, and I decorate a little more elaborately, and I don't know what size. This might be an extra large or a large. I will line these sizes all up at the end here, and we will get a look at them. Okay, and good all around. Let's see if we've got, okay. I did put glaze in some of the signatures on the biggest ones. Okay, all right. And on the bottom, okay, yeah, this is the way on this yarn bowl. This is what I want to do from now on the baking pans where I use the blue glaze. So this had a band of black slip around here that was combed through and then just dipped in one glaze. So easy way of getting a lot of interest. And the Patita pans, I do them both plain and fancy. This was able to be just slip trailed while it was on the wheel, when it was thrown, where the dot in the dot thing takes a lot of monitoring and turning and flipping and drying and wrapping with plastic. And I think I just presented that in a video or two here this year and in the past. So, good. All the way, I think the glaze could have been thicker on this one, so maybe a little bland looking. But, and what is in the bottom? Okay, and these are just, okay, oh, old school slipware design. This is Sgraffito. Okay, and more, very quite elaborate. A lot of tulips in there. You know, this is easier than the trailing with the squeegee and all that dot and the dot thing, but still, a lot of work, a lot of time. And when I put all that time and work, okay, my signature appears right on the side. That was the back, and this is the front. So, and I was kind of working out this design as I went, so each one is a little bit different. Okay, what do you think? Nice enough to drink out of. And is it time to take a break here? This is what is baked in the pan. Okay, the Patita, it doesn't mean nut roll, it means rolled in. So it could be the walnut mixture, honey mixture, featuring sometimes raisins, apple, poppy seed. Okay, very popular too. A lot of contemporary versions now really taking off in all kind of different directions. Oh, what else? Herb versions as well. Chives, tarragon. So in the summer, more of an olive oil dough, maybe as opposed to the butter, and good with a salad. Okay, let's get back to work. So here is a look at what I make. These are the smallest. These are the smallest at 2 pounds each. And I do a light amount of decorating on them. I don't know why I don't sell more of those at Slovenfest. These are the pans I inherited from my grandmother. When I was a kid in the 60s, early 70s, the pans were 3 times this size. So not only the grocery store, but the family kitchen as well, they've shrunk. But if you're giving them as gifts, this is a great size. Great size. I don't know why I don't sell more. I think then we move up to what is next. It is the, 4 pounds. And I think that's a good size too. I get a little more elaborate in the decorating. And these I sell not so much at Slovenfest, the small ones, but this size goes well with the farmer's market, where maybe they don't have that close tie tugging at their hearts. But I have found out, just say the word Patita in front of somebody, and some old guy said, I haven't heard that word since I don't remember when. I'll take one. Okay, then we move up to the, let's see, 5 pounds. And these are the most popular, the 5 and the, let's see what we've got, and the 6.5 pounds. And I get more elaborate on the decorating. And then on this size, I even move it to the side. And this actually is seemingly the most popular. And it's nice because they get a good price for them as well. We then move up to the 10 or more pounds of clay. What they do with this, I don't know. That when you turn it out and upside down, it's got a crown of thorns symbolism in it. You've seen that maybe in my Christmas video. And this one, though, however, I made about 80 of these now. This is the first one that maybe we can see it came out with a crack. So about 80, that's the first that happened. In fact, this is number 83. And on the big ones, they even get a dot in the dot with the slip decorating. So this one's so much work into it, 360 some dots on there. Even with the crack, maybe I'll have to just put it way up high in the studio. Okay, just to look at. And we will never know it's flawed. And out of 83, I've only really lost 2 or 3. A mystery here until I realized due to a leak in the roof, dripping water down on the greenware. And the one in the glaze kiln may have been due to the stacking in the bisque. I can't really stack them one on top of the other, and it doesn't fit inside the bottom one. And I don't want to put shelves up. Okay, I put these in here to raise it up just enough to stack them one on the other. So a little bit of creative firing, and it didn't crack or anything because I was worried about maybe stress. And again, I do get a good bit for them, both with the crimped rim and with the straight rim. It's quite elaborately decorated. It's done a lot after it comes off the wheel. I want to come up with another design that's maybe a little more streamlined, maybe a little more simply made, where the decorating is maybe done while it is on the wheel, so there's not any reworking and reworking of it. For somebody who does just want to bake in it, and for them the tradition is going to be about them and the food, and not so much just about the looks of the plate. I still have a couple weeks before the show. I still want to make some some other Slovenian pots. There's some very specifically designed pitchers and jugs. The decorating comes from myself from pieces that I've seen from Slovenia, from all over that part of the world, stretching up into Poland and out into Ukraine. So I've taken influences from wide area, but there's overlaps, okay, as we know, with many things. But interesting how just south in Croatia, the ring baker bowl is not that much used. Very specifically Slovenian, even with a designated European production of authenticity for Slovenian nut roll to be baked in the ring baking bowl. Okay, so more in the next couple weeks. Stop back and see what's going on in the studio next week.